mute my audio because I know what I'm, doing now. Check my messages while I wait. Yes, okay. Had that right. Paper. And then we need the last part, which is... Excuse me. We'll see if people join. If not, I will just talk into the void. Which is fine. I do not mind talking to myself while I think through my thoughts till somebody joins. Ouch. Oh, my neck hurts. Oh, do a little stretch. So... Wait. Incorrect. I needed... Okay. Got it. I had to just get there eventually. It's fine. Why did I put artiface? Artifact. Thank you. I can't see the analysis just yet, but... Oh, my uncommon section's rough. I have like... 64-ish cards to go. No. Let's try this again and look at color identity. No. Color, no. I'm gonna swap this to color category. Category full? Yeah, there we go. Color category full. So it should hopefully make this a little easier. Oh, I'm so happy with those. Okay. I think that's just as good as I'm gonna get with those, unfortunately. And I just don't think any of the artifacts are worth putting in that I haven't already put in. Let's see here. We already have Springleaf. We already have Moonglove. Well, interesting. We already have Wanderer's Twig, right? Yes, we already have Wanderer's Twig. I don't want to put an Armaments. It's just not high value enough. play an activated ability if it is a mod ability. How many activated abilities do I have? There's this. Does that work with Reinforce? I don't know if it does. I think it does. Oh, too bad. That definitely does not count. Whenever you play an activated ability, specifically activated. So there's Reinforce. Evoke? I don't think Evoke's an activated ability, but like either way, copying it doesn't do anything. That's not an activated. Those aren't activated. That has an activated, but it's not really worth it. No. I'm trying to cook. I'm trying. Some Evoke, Sword Temptation. Oh, Glen Melindra. Oh, what a good card. I just don't have enough to make that worth it. That's not worth doubling. I mean, that is an activated effect, but it doesn't do much with it. Turn 4 swamps into 3/5s, but you'd have to pay 2 of them. It's just rough. It's so rough. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, there's just not enough cards. It's not even worth looking at. Oh, that's interesting. Not sure I'd include it, but it's interesting. A 0-cost artifact. We don't really have a way to utilize said artifact, but oh, Door of Destinies. What a good card. Good card. Oh, Death Render's also just a really good card. Oh, the temptation's there. We'll see if I need a rare. If I do, then I'll put in Deathrender, I guess. Let's check Eventide. I'm pretty sure that I already checked everything that I wanted, but like... each of those creatures gain persist. What a cool card. Huh. Neat card. I could put in Chainbreaker. Like, it seems okay. But like, paying 3 to remove a -1/-1 seems really expensive. I don't know. Heap Doll's tempting, but like, I'm not sure how much graveyard interaction we're gonna need. I already have Leering Emblem, don't I? No, I didn't put in Leering Emblem. I wanted to though. So Leering Emblem and Deathrender is what I'm looking for in terms of rares if I want to put those in. Just color. I don't hate that actually. Lurebound Scarecrow? Control no pillar. I don't hate that. Lurebound Scarecrow? Sure, let's add a couple of these and see how I feel. At worst, we take it back out. hello, Reaper King. How'd I forget about you? +1/+1. Interesting. Sacrifice a scarecrow. Draw a card. Turn target artifact from your graveyard to play. Oh yeah, now I see why that card's expensive. Don't care about that. Can't have counters placed on it. Definitely don't care about that. Screens is fine, but like, Pay 3 untapped. Ugh, Umbromancer is such a good card. But it's also $6. Absolutely not. Whew! Ward of Bones. That's rough. Each opponent who controls more creature than you can't put creature cards in trees. Oh my goodness, what a brutal card. Granted, playing that would be so late and limited. Man, there's just so many fun cards in this era. Grim Puppet. Oh, the little puppet. Okay. Actually, before I do that, let me get Death Render in a different tag. And we'll put those over there, so that way when I do want to add those, I won't forget. Because my memory is that of a goldfish. So we want to look at 3 uncommons. Okay, let's try to get just our meat and potatoes cards in here. I would like to keep Woodwind, but I do need 60 cards. So let's start with color goes white, rarity, I can spell, rarity, rare. Could put in swans. Swans is always an option. Other creatures are 1/1s. Disgusting. Accents is like $1. Does have flash, but like, it's not the worst, but like, I don't know, I'd rather just put in swans, I guess. If I'm gonna be putting in a rare, I might as well put in swans. Okay, next for Dimir. We need a common in Dimir. So let's go for a rare to common. Blue black. Actually, let me double check Lorwyn real quick. Because I'm pretty sure that's the only one was Sig. Yeah. Oh, hi, Yu-Gi-Oh! Commander. It has been a while. I've been pretty good. I've just been doing podcast things for Magic the Gathering and Cube and whatnot, as I do. I've been pretty good. I've just been kind of chilling. It's been a night. I had a bit of stream earlier and then nobody really showed up, but it was okay. I did some recording for a video that's going to go up later on ChillNTG's channel. I did a recording for Uber Cube, and now I'm just back to streaming because I'm working on this cube because it's chill. It's just something that I can do, and it's just something I'm interested in. So let's go for back to looking at the commons because that's what I need. Problem is I don't know what's even worth playing in this slot. How about you? How have you been? No, I don't want that. I don't want that. Memory slice. Mill 8. Oh, that's so mean. But like, what does that actually do? It's not like there's a mill deck, I don't think. Let me double check. I had a peasant cube a long time ago. Love that thing. Yeah, peasant cubes are a lot of fun to design. Don't really have a peasant cube or a pauper cube, but I tend to have a budget cube for the most part. Unfortunately, this one's not super budget. It's not expensive per se. It's not as bad as Magic cards can be, is my point. Like, 184 so far, but like, I still have a long way to go. Shoot, I feel like 3 memory sluice is just the way to go. Sluice. Memory sluice. Yep. I guess somebody will make a mill deck. Oh well. Alright, now what's the next thing we're missing? So we have our rare, we have our uncommons, and now we have our common for Dimir. We need our Rakdos things, both for rare and for common. Drafted a crap ton of OG Alara and Zendikar block and played Pauper then too, so I had most of the stuff. Yeah, sure. OG Zendikar was certainly something. I started playing around Mirrodin Besiege. That's literally when I got introduced to the game, but like, it was definitely a different time back then. So it's always nice being able to take cards that you had before and work them into a cube. Then again, I have a nostalgia for an environment that I never got to play. Emphasis on why I'm trying to make this is because I wanted to curate this as an experience. Yeah. It's okay. Flying Haste, return all cards, and sacrifices the land. That's brutal. I kind of like Tyrannize. Oh, Fulminator Mage would be so mean. Oh, it'd be so mean. I want it. I want it. We're putting in Fulminator Mage. But like, how many non-basic lands is my opponent actually going to have? There's not a ton. Yeah, the percentage isn't high enough. And that's unfortunate. I did really want to put that in, but it's fine. We should have gone back to Lorwyn 10 years ago, right? We really should have. I'm glad that we're going back to it eventually now, but I'm hoping that I actually end up with cards that I like. So who knows? So am I gonna just end up... I have a feeling that I'm just gonna end up in... Wart. Damn. Yep, Tyrannize it is. Do it. Can I... There we go. Tyrannize. Now we need the commons. It's not in Lorwyn. It's an Eventide block. Oop. Yeah. What's your favorite set from the days of old? Just because I find it interesting. Am I about to put in Poison the Well? I don't want to. Alright, well, I guess I'm putting in Poison the Well. Poison the Well at common. 3. This is just the playable card there. So now that we have Rakdos done, we have Gruul, where we have my 3 uncommons, 2 uncommons. Uh-oh. I'm definitely keeping Tatarunge over those. Definitely. But we need a rare for Gruul. Because I know that you drafted a lot of Lara and Zendikar, but was that like your favorite set from back then? Learn to play Prophecy, and both Evasion block and Alara block are my faves. Alright, sure. Unfortunately, I was quite young at the time, and I'm pretty sure that's when I started my Yu-Gi-Oh thing. So, you know, that's where we kind of can get along, is that you still play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I switched over really hard to Magic. Don't get me wrong, I still want to play things like Goat format and whatnot, but sacrifice a mountain does 3 damage, sacrifice a forest, target player gets 3. None of these feel exciting, so I guess we're gonna do Deuce of Calamity. We're not doing Vexing Shusher, that's too expensive. Vortex Leech? I don't hate the idea of just Vortex Leech. Yeah, let's just throw in Vortex Leech. The alternative is what? Nothing. There is no alternative. Of course there's not. I mean, there's Deuce, which, you know, just destroys things. I'm just gonna go for Vortex Leech. The next thing that we're missing, so we have 3 commons, 2 uncommons. We're missing a rare Selesnya card. So we need green whites. Destroy all artifacts, enchantments, gain 2 life for each permanent. I don't hate the idea of Heartmender, but I also don't hate the idea of, like, Wiltleaf. Wiltleaf's really good. How expensive is Wiltleaf? It's like 73 cents. That's like nothing. Riz the Redeemed is definitely a choice. Is that the rare I want to put in? Quit Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2008 and learned Commander and EDH in 2011. Exclusively played NCG till 2 years ago. Now you play Commander just in Yu-Gi-Oh! Nice. It's definitely a format that I'm interested in. By the way, how has your I'm trying to think of the way to put this. How has it been getting people to how has it been going introducing people to the format? I can word. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Why are so many people picking me? That's awesome. I'm really happy. That's how formats get started, is that it's just a humble group of people. And that is 700 people that are interested in what you're doing. And I think that it is one hell of an idea. It's definitely had me interested, but, you know, right now I just don't have anybody to even bother to play Yu-Gi-Oh! With, so... yeah. I'm still searching terms on Reddit, Twitter, and bugging people that may seem to Sure, sure. Hey, look, sometimes that's just what it takes to get the word out, and it is what you need to do. So, quick question. What do you think that I should run for the rare slot? Should I throw in Heartmender or Wiltleaf Liege? It's not like I think there's an alternative. I mean, there's this guy, but like, it's this guy. That's funny. I mean, I do talk about obscure card game things, so. I do think it's funny that, you found my stuff. You can only pick one. I can only pick one. Yeah. I think Heartmender would make more sense because the current ones that I have are Safehold Elite and Kitchen Finks. And having Safehold Elite, Kitchen Finks, and Heartmender would feel really good. I think the Heartmender is the play here. Because even though Wilt Liege, I think, is just a more generically good card, Heartmender matches what our density is with the Selesnya stuff already. So... But the problem is that how good is that Heartmender? Wiltleaf is more consistent, and the Heartmender is more combo-y. Right. You know what? Let's go Heartmender. Let's go all in. Wait, did I not? I did not. Let's go all in on that combo-y thing with the persist stuff. Because I have a lot of persist cards in here just because I like persist as a mechanic, but I don't have a ton of ways to remove said counters outside of just putting +1/+1 counters on them. So, well, that's not true. I do have, what is it? The Golgari card. Quill Spike. I do have Quill Spike. Next is Orzhov, which I need an uncommon for and a rare for. So let's start with, why did I do that? Black, white, and then we're gonna go rarity, uncommon. Oh, I love Batwing Broom, but look at this, it's criminal, absolutely criminal. Excuse me. Remove target card in the game, make a 1/1 spirit. Oh, that's kind of cool. But that printing is at common, so it's not helpful. Choose any target number. Each case of the game persists. Oh, wow, that's really good. Jeez. That Cauldron Haze is spooky. Divinity Apprised is also just a really good card. That could be my rare, but I'll decide that later. That could also be my, rare. Each pair returns each card. See, this card's really tempting to throw in, but it'll just create some weird things with the +1/+1 counters possibly, so... I could just embrace it. I don't hate the idea of just embracing it and let the mass revival be the mass revival thing. That card's interesting. I don't think I want that one, but... That Deathbringer Liege would be so good. That could be the rare. Jeez. Do you have any favorite cards from this set? Or from these two blocks, I should say? I'm not sure what we're trying to do here. Let's do... do that, but like, I don't want Wither. Wither will just really mess things up. Oh, come on, don't be difficult now. What? There's got to be one of these that I want, right? And I don't think that there's any in Lorwyn. Yeah, there are none in Lorwyn. Oh, duh, I was searching uncommon. There are no uncommons multicolored cards in Lorwyn. Herpaderp. Okay. A Batwing Broom, I suppose, but like, it's so expensive. I mean, Restless Apparition's fine, I guess. But like, I don't know. I don't want any of these. I really don't. Why does the Orzhov section always have to be so hard? Screw it, we'll just do Blooded Ghost. Blooded Ghost is okay enough. Man. It sucks because Orzhov has Unmake, and Unmake's incredible. But then the rest of the selection is just kind of... eh. None in Lorwyn. Oh, man. I think that says everything you need to know. All of these cards have been reprinted at Uncommon. Literally all of them. Whomst. I just remember blocks being full of gold. Hybrid Mono was neat. Evoke was a mechanic I loved. And the commands, the filter lands, and the first planeswalkers. I feel very similar. Like, I know that you haven't gotten a chance to actually look at the list because I've been too busy looking at Scryfall, but there are so many cards that I'm happy with in here. Like, I am so happy that I can have an environment with like Vendilion Click and Moldrifter and Aether Snipe and Shriekmaw and just so many of these good cards. Curious Perfects, and oh, I was trying to really go hard. And Widwin being in here, it just makes me very happy. I love Widwin in limited environments. And of course I have the filter lands, which, you know, we do like filter lands. And Spectral Procession, oh. Just Spectral Procession and being in the same environment as so many of these cards feels so good. My goal with this cube is I wanted to take like all those really nice highlights from this period and just shove them all into the same cube, and then like cut the jank as much as I can, and then shove all the highlights in and just really leaned it into it. So like we have Devoted Druid and Quill Spike in here. We have all the persist things with Safehold Elite, Kitchen Finks, and Murderous Redcap, and oh, so many fun things. I remember being a Horde of Notions EDH deck that made playing all of the charms and modal spells and used Horde and Nasty 5/5 with Trample. That's hilarious. I actually have a Horde of Notions that's sitting in my binder, and I was so tempted to just make a deck with it, but I decided not to, because if I make a 5-color deck, I'd rather just do something like Party. But, you know, which of these would I even want to throw in? I'm thinking Pyrrhic Revival? It's a little janky, but like, it is Mass Reanimation for 6. It would feel pretty good. Yeah, alright, that's just what I'll do. Alright, great. Now that we're past Orzhov... No, wait, no, we're not. Oh, yes, we are. We're past Orzhov. Izzet. We need commons and a rare for Izzet. Yeah, it's so hard getting it to work in Commander. I'm really proud that I made it work in my Fey Cube, just because the idea with the Fey Cube is that I wanted to introduce those Lorwyn Morning-type Kindred mechanics, and then seamlessly introduce it with the party mechanics later, and I think I did a pretty good job. The only issue is that some of the card quality of the party payoff is a bit higher than the Days of Old cards, you know? So, but I think it's fine. Let's go with my favorite colors, red-blue. The red-blue rares, oh, Mindwreck Liege is such a classic. What a classic card. Control, untap, and gains haste. That's really good. Crackleburr. Oop. 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 Tap 2 untap red creatures you control, then tap 2 blue creatures to bounce something. I mean, it's cute, but like, I kind of like the idea of Mirror Sheen, just copying instants and sorceries, but like, how many times am I going to be copying something that targets me in this environment? And it just seems like it's a do-nothing. And Crackleburr requires just way too much of a setup for just a vanilla 2/2, you know? Am I really going to go with Mindwreck? I wouldn't feel good about it. But I don't think there's not. Oh man, this is tricky. You have to keep doing gain control of target permanent until the end of turn. If you do, untap it, gains haste. I think I'm gonna have to go with Dominus of Fealty. None of the other options are really playable. Dominus of Fealty. There we go. Hopefully it's not too expensive. Yeah, 80 cents. Next we need the uncommon. Wait, no, we have the uncommon. We need the common. Oh boy, okay. This is where things are going to be tricky. Oh, no. Oh, no. None of these are good. Oh, I don't like any of these. Noggle Bandit is unblockable. I mean, that counts for something. Can't be blocked except by creatures with Defender. There are no creatures with Defender in here. Wait, no, there is. There's, Plumeveil, I thought, with Azorius. Nope. Nope, I don't have Plumeveil in here. So yeah, it is effectively an unblockable 2/2. It's not terrible. Oh, I just don't want to do Inside Out. I really don't. How often is switching the power and toughness actually going to matter in here? I'm pretty sure most of these are just the same or aggressive. Yeah, all of these are just the same or really aggressive already. Well, there is Scuzz back, but like, even then. Doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. None of those do anything. These definitely don't do anything. Doesn't do anything, doesn't do anything, doesn't do anything. Okay, well. Guess we're going Noggle Bandit, of all things. Let's go Noggle Bandit. It's an unblockable 2/2, so. I really wish they would finish the Murmuring Bosk land for all the other shaded cards in Wizzing. God, wouldn't that be nice? I would like that. Okay, well, we now have all the Izzet cards. Let's look at the Golgari cards, which I'd rather have Cool Spike over Cankerous Thirst. It's not even close. Cankerous Thirst is cool. I like it a lot, but it's not close. Let's look at Black Green. Oop. Black Green. Oop. I thought of my favorite card, Rings of Brighthearth, and exclusively used it with fetch lands and planeswalkers. Oh, that's sneaky. The fact that you can use it with fetch lands, I didn't consider that. And with the planeswalkers? Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're cooking. Actually, let me double check. How expensive is that card? I might want to put that in my Chandra EDH deck. Rings. Come on, it's in here somewhere. There it is. Rings of Brighthearth. That's actually not too bad. Pay to copy that ability. I mean, copying my Chandras would not feel terrible. It would just be another way that I can do it. But like, I'm already going to be spending that much on Ashling, so... Comes into play, return to your hand a creature in your graveyard with the highest power if 2 or more attacks with it. Wait, why am I looking at comments? Thought I had needed to look at rares. Yeah, I need to look at rares. That makes worms every turn? That's neat. It's indestructible. No. Worm harvest. With the worms. Worm Harvest would be a really good payoff for those retrace effects, so I don't hate that. Let's put Worm Harvest in. Oh yeah, we're cooking. Alright, let's go back. And I'm almost positive there's nothing I want in Lorwyn. Yeah. It was worth checking, though. Now that we have the rare Golgari, we need... Oh god, we have 2 rares. Lion Stout Arm or Figure of Destiny. Oh, we're definitely keeping Figure of Destiny. It's a classic. We have 2 Sprite Mirrors, which I'm definitely fine with. And then we need red, whites. Yeah, Rings of Brighthearth is definitely a good choice in this environment. I think... I don't know. It's hard for me to choose. I really love Spellstutter Sprite. No, actually, it is Spellstutter Sprite. Spellstutter Sprite's my favorite. I love Spellstutter. But, like, I also just really love the click cards, the Glen Elendra Archmage. I really love the Murderous Redcap. Ugh, there's just so many cards I love from this set. From this block, these blocks. Multiple blocks. I forgot what I was looking for. Oh, that's right. Boros. We're looking for common cards in Boros. Bloop. Still have my Sultai side deck. It wins through Dredge and Spider Spawning and Worm Harvest. Nice. Like, I think Worm Harvest is a cool card, and I think that there could be a really cool way to use Worm Harvest with the new Dimir card that I'm putting in, Memory Sluice, where you could just mill out your library and then just make a ton of worms. That would be a really cool deck direction. I love encouraging weird things like that. I think they're great. Just 3 damage to attack into that. I mean, it's not terrible. Sacrifice that deals 1 damage, target attack to block, but no, absolutely not. Double cleave, target creature gains double strike. It's okay. It's good defensively. And then Brian's Stout Arm was the no wait, no, that's the only card in Lorwyn, and it's rare anyways. I still have I guess Fire at Will. Because Fire at Will may not be amazing, but it does have some cool synergy with it's not amazing, but it does have cool synergy with Spitmare. So yeah, that card's really cool. The fact that you can mill somebody for 8 cards if you conspire it is huge. And having 3 of them to just churn through your deck is just so much cards. So many cards. Let's get Fire at Will. Fire at Will. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. We love to see it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, now that we have all the Boros cards settled, and now we have the Simic cards. Oh, don't make me choose. Please don't make me choose. Well, we have Snake Form, but I'm going to have to choose one of these uncommons, and I think I'm just going to have to go for Wistful Silky, which is a shame because I love Silky Hedgemage, but Wistful Silky is just a more playable card. Okay, good night. Thanks for dropping by. Alright, we need blue-green, rarity, rare. We're not doing Silky. It's a great card. I love that card, but ouch. Ouch. Interesting. I don't want to put Island Walk in the cube. It's just gonna feel so bad. But I don't think I have many other options is the issue. Yeah, and there's none in Lorwyn. So I don't like it. Splitting Image is just far too expensive. Like, obviously this card would be perfect, but like, oh yes, hello. Yep, I'm streaming again. I don't have a way to really buff it, and it dies to a lot of things. Merc Fiend Liege, perhaps? How much is this? $1? Yeah, okay. Throw in. Not really. I'm just trying to fill out the rest of the cards here. All right. Now with all the multicolor cards fixed and set. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm gonna double check the Golgari, common though. Of course it's not in Lorwyn, it's in Eventide. We could put Drain the Well in. Have both Drain the Well and the Rakdos one. Poison the Well. Poison the Well and Drain the Well. Destroy all the land. Nah, I'm totally happy just having another dork. We like dorks. Because don't get me wrong, Drain the Well is a cute thing, but I much prefer the Rakdos one, because the Rakdos one, you know, actually deals damage as well. They are partners in crime. Wells that provide clean and unhaunted water are rare enough to be worth building an entire town around. And then Drain the Well. Trials have learned that it's not wise to eat cinders without a bucket or two of water nearby. And that's the other issue, is that they are both just 4-drops that do the same thing. And how many of those cards are we actually wanting to put in, you know? So yes, I am quite happy with those. We have 313 cards left. Oh boy. What happened here? Why is this number wrong? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nope, nope, that number's right. We're just needing more commons, maybe? Yep, I'm staying hydrated, doing the thing. More commons and uncommons and rares and artifacts, I guess. Alright, type. Fact. The problem is that there's just not enough playable things. I guess we'll put in Chainbreaker, but like, I'm not gonna feel good about it. One, 2, 3. Because let me see here. We have 19 colorless cards, which means that Ba, 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 ba. Yes, I don't know how to do basic addition and subtraction off the top of my head. Shut up. I have had enough grape juice to not do very well. Okay, okay. 23. Mathing is hard when your brain can't do the thinky think. 23 cards, and we are missing 50 some odd cards, so yes, we're gonna need a lot. Oh boy, okay, yes, grape juice, don't worry about it. Target creature gains haste, no. No, we already had the Elsewhere Flask. Absolutely not. Great, it has haste persist for a 5/3, but like, is that something I need? I don't think it is. I really don't. Man, and I have how many slots I need to fill? So it's like I have 5 so far, and I would need what? 8? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I would need 8, and I have 5 so far, and I can only pick 3. I don't want to introduce the scarecrows. I really don't. It's not that they're the worst, it's just I don't want to do it. I really don't. Oop! Oop, I messed that up. That needs to be an R. My hands are tied. This sucks. Am I gonna have to put in scarecrows? I guess find the most playable scarecrows, the ones without wither. Surely. Surely not, right? So there's Rattleblaze Scarecrow. Wing Rattle Scarecrow. Watchwing Scarecrow. Thornwatch Scarecrow. And then the other one up there that has Wither. And this one also has Wither, so I guess we're... Okay, fine. Fine. We'll do Watchwing Scarecrows. My hands are tied. 1, 2, 3. Then we need Wing Rattle Scarecrow. 1, 2, 3. Like, I'm not happy about including these, but like, Rattleblaze Scarecrow. My hands are pretty tied. 1, 2, 3. Oh, thank God, we get to cut things. Okay, let's cut Rattleblaze. Is there maybe something else worth getting rid of? No? Because that one's kind of playable, this one's kind of playable, and then this one's just so expensive. And then there's Scuttlemutt, which Scuttlemutt is great. I like Scuttlemutt in here. Get rid of Chainbreaker, I guess. Because if I'm gonna have to run 3, I at least want the 3 different good ones. Good. You know? And plus, that's not even counting all of those commons that need to be taken. Actually, I don't even need to cut those. Because I forgot, I also have to add more commons to compensate for the lands. Okay. So 30 commons. 14. 32, so I need 2 more uncommons, I guess? So what can I throw in for the uncommon slot, I guess? What's your idea for a cube? Absolutely not. We already have that. It's not, absolutely not. Goblin cube, funny. Throw rocks, all rocks. Romantle is so expensive. Maybe one of these? I don't know. I don't hate the idea of Cloak and Dagger, but it's also $1.50 a piece. Oh yeah, probably. I could see it working. Goblins are complex and diverse enough that it could work. Please. Please. Am I just gonna throw in Heat Doll? It's just unnecessary redundancy, but like, it does answer Retrace, so that is a good point. Let's do Heat Doll, just because I can't think of anything else. 1, 2. Which that will put me at 16, which will mean that I need 36. I need to go to 18, so I need another one, and I need another common. Oh, please. Tatterkite? I think Tatterkite's the next most playable? Because if I have to pick one, then it should be something playable, right? You know what? Cloak and Dagger is just so good, though. How many warriors do I have? How many rogues do I have? Because I have a feeling that we have a lot of rogues. So here's a lot of soldiers. There's a warrior, there's some shaman, there's another warrior. Some more warriors, 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 warriors. That's warrior, it makes warriors. Like we have a lot of elementals that don't have one. There's a rogue there. A wizard, a warrior. That makes soldiers, but like... And of course all the wizards, which already have their thing. You know what? We're gonna put in Obsidian Battle Axe. I like Obsidian Battle Axe. I think that it is playable enough. The alternative is I bite the bullet and throw in like Tatterkite, but like, I don't want to throw in Tatterkite. I really don't. Okay, so that should put us at how many uncommons? 18? Great, so that means we need an additional 2 more commons to throw in. Yeah, goblins definitely have so many. Like, look at this. Watch this. Granted, it would be very color restricted, but like, you have 460 different goblins to choose from. And that's not even counting all of the... Hang on. And that's not even counting the additional 98 cards that mention goblins or support goblins. There's a lot of cards that care about goblins, make goblins, or are goblins. I should know. I collect a lot of them. I like my goblin pile. The Rune Stalactite's just not playable. Man, this sucks. Because I have to add 2 more commons, but like none of these commons I'd feel good putting in. Which I already have the 3 of those scarecrows that are worth playing. I didn't forget to announce it. I don't think. Yeah, I didn't forget to announce it. I just didn't I just didn't ping this time. I already posted the stream. You just have to if you really want to. Then yeah, you can at. That was a previous stream? What? Fine. Alright, go ahead and do the thing then. And delete the previous one I put then. Hang on. We're fixing this. Okay, there. It should be fixed. We have 329. Oh, we have so many cards that you gotta do. I have to pick. See, this is what's hard about doing a time-locked cube, is that trying to pick the least worst cards in order to fill slots is tricky. And once you start getting into this very bottom of the pit where it's just like, all right, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to settle with whatever's just playable enough and hope for the best. Man. We already have Chainbreaker. And these two, those are just not playable. They're not good. None of these cards are good. They would just exist to fill space. I don't like. Me no likey. And I already drained the well from Lorwyn. Fine, okay, fine. I guess I'll put in Rune Stalactite and Herbal Poultice. They're just not good. But like, man, I don't want to. I only need 2. Okay, you know what? Target red creature gains haste. How relevant is me giving something haste? That already has haste. That already gives it... Ow! That already gives haste, and that already gives other things haste. That doesn't care about haste. That already has haste. That already has haste. These all already have haste. Or don't care about haste. No. There's Noggle Bandit. There's Scuzzback Marauders. That kind of likes haste. Tattermunge. But like, Noggle Headmage definitely doesn't care. Merce Redcap definitely doesn't care. Spitmare doesn't care. That would like it. That would like it. Yeah, I bit my tongue, or I bit my lip again in the same spot. And those don't care about haste, so no, that's not doable. effectively, it would just be the extra blue card that gives my things shroud, but like, how often am I actually going to need to shroud my things in blue? Because you're in blue, you could just counter things. You're fine. Get rid of those. Man, I just don't want any of those. They're all bad. Wait, Ashling the Extinguisher? I do like the idea of putting that in. What am I gonna cut for it? Probably Fendeep Summoner, I guess. Because I'm not a huge fan of Fendeep Summoner anyways, so... Yeah, we're gonna get rid of this. Remove. We're gonna put Ashling the Extinguisher. It's more expensive, but like, it is a better card. I'm not sure if being more active on Twitter is a good thing, but I am glad that you have been more active on it. I don't want no likey. Yeah, alright, fine. 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 We're just gonna have to do it. I'm not happy about it, but like, my hand is being forced. There's my 3 Rune Stalactites. And then here's my 3 Herbal Poultice. Cards that will never be drafted and just exist to fill the pack. Which sucks, but... I'm not sure what my alternative would be. Alright, great. We have 30 more cards to put in. Okay. No, we actually have, 25 more cards to put in. How am I going to allocate 25 cards? Well, 5 colors. That would give me 5 in each color, which means 1 more common, 1 more uncommon in each. Yeah, great. All right, 1 more common and uncommon in each color. We can do that. That is doable. We just have to pick 1 more in each. Yep, actually, you're right. Good point. I can look at the curve view again and take a look at what we're missing. 2 drops, the 1 drop are fine, maybe a 4 drop. I would like more spells. Uh, 2 drops I'm missing in blue. And 2 drops I'm missing in black. And red. So, lots of 2 drops I'm missing. Just not in white. But I do have a feeling that I want to add... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Because this is all the Eventide stuff. Oop, there's my 11 alarm. Okay. So let's look at the Lorwyn cards, because we might as well. Right? I already have an idea of the white common that I want to put in. I just have to find it. Where'd it go? There it is. Triclopean Sight. That was the card that I cut earlier. We're gonna put that back in. Triclopean Sight. Perfect. That'll fill the common slot. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Alright. Now we just need an uncommon in this slot. We're gonna go next in blue. We're looking at 2 drops this time. Alright. Good night. Thanks for dropping by. I'm gonna check my Discord messages in the meantime. It'll just take a second. The question is what 2 drops are worth playing in blue, because a lot of the blue 2 drops just aren't worth doing. Oh, you're not going to sleep? Oh, I misread it, sorry. You said you're staying up instead of going to sleep. I mean, if you want to, so long as you're fine with that. I already know Spellstutter Sprite's fantastic, but, like, we're not putting in Spellstutter Sprite. Zephyrinate. It now has Defender Flying. Okay, great. Wings of Ellis Vale. Did I not put in Wings of Ellis Vale? I didn't, but, like, do we need it? Well, okay. So, if I don't get another 2-drop here, I can just put in Wings. It's not like I won't have an alternative, but like, yeah. Oh, Briarberry Cohort. Easy. Easy include. Briarberry Cohort. Oh, that's an easy. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Like, I genuinely don't think that there is anything else that I'd want to put in for that slot. Nope. Alright, next. Black. As we're going in WUBRG order. Black 2-drops, huh? This is where things get really tricky. Because there's obviously like this, but a lot of black thing is -1/-1 counters in this set. Huh. Okay, let's look in Lorwyn. Because obviously we have Blight Soil Druid as a possible 2-drop here, but like, it's not a fantastic 2-drop, you know? Yeah. I only saw offhand your pile of funny images. I'm not gonna go through them extensively right now, since I'm trying to just focus on this. Fester Creep is pretty okay, but like, I'm not gonna pretend to be impressed by a Fester Creep. Well, I guess I'll take a look at him before I do. There is Nightshade Stinger, which is just a 1/1 flyer, and that's kind of nice. Yeah, and that's the other hard part, is that there's just a lot of typal things that I just don't care about. And clash things I just don't care about. Let's look in Eve again. I know we already looked in Eve a minute ago, but like... So I don't think I'm gonna get a 2-drop, but like... Is there maybe something else I could put in? Like, Soul Reap is kind of good. It's gotta count for something. Cinderbones? Oh yeah, Cinderbones is kind of cool, but like, I don't want to introduce Wither. Yeah, there are so... It's why I love Lorwyn so much. The art of this era is fantastic. The art, the flavor, everything is just beautiful and dripping and unique and whimsical, and I love it so much. It is why I have a lot of nostalgia for a set that I never actually played, which is why I really want to put this one together. Like, if money was not an obstacle, I would definitely buy this cube. What's Wither? I assume it's damage over time. No, what Wither does is it, instead of dealing damage to a creature... Excuse me, princess, I would like my blanket. Thank you. Instead of dealing damage to a creature, which goes away, instead it deals damage in the form of -1/-1 counters, which means that it retains its -1/-1 stats, and it doesn't only affect its toughness. So they add up. And yes, I'm gonna wear a blanket because it's comfy late night hours. So could just put Nightshade Stinger in just because it's an evasive early drop. I'm not sure. Someone recommended Pepper Smoke earlier, but like, we definitely have a lot of fairies, but I don't want to just make the fairy just so much more powerful than everything else. This is going to be a very tricky environment to balance for sure. Put Bottom Feast? I kind of like the idea of Foot Bottom Feast, actually. Or things that get sent to the graveyard with like Evoke or whatever, that you can just bring them all back and then draw a card. Plus, it kind of has a way to interact with the high removal in this environment, I guess. So let's do Foot Bottom Feast. One, two, three. You have to explain all the 1122 stuff when we hang out. Absolutely. Essentially, I can TLDR it for you. Creatures have essentially two stats where they have their power, which is what they deal damage with, and then their toughness, which is how much damage they can receive within a turn. So, let's say you're in combat and somebody blocks your creature, right? So, let's say I send this 2-1 into this 1-3. So, this would deal 2 damage to the 3 toughness butt, right? But this does 1 damage to the 1 damage butt. So that means that this thing would live and this thing would die. But at the end of the damage step, this thing, well, at the end of the turn, this thing gets its toughness back. Does that make sense? Anyways, let's move on to red. I don't like that. Already have that. Already have that. Heartlash Cinder? Heartlash Cinder was what I cut before. Yeah. Let's put Heartlash Cinder back in. Heartlash Cinder. 1. Oops. 2, 3. And now we move over to green. Right. So, say after combat, that 1-3 that you hit for 1 before, if I shocked it, which means it takes 2, it would die. Well, it took 2, and if I dealt 1, it would die. It doesn't matter. The point is that if you have some other way to deal damage after the combat damage goes through, then you can kill it. Excuse me. I'm not super happy with a lot of these. Presence of Gond is really hilarious with the Voda Druid, though. Wickerbow Elder? But, like, there's still the issue that there's just not enough things that are worth removing. Because we have a lot of really terrible artifacts, so none of them are really worth removing. Let's check in Lorwyn and see what the Lorwyn block has. I mentioned the Cloud Crown last time, but I'm still not super excited if I put that in. That's good. I already have it. That's good. I already have it. It's good in Commander, which this is not. We're not doing Clash. We don't care about those. We don't care about those. Don't care about those. Man, it's too bad there's not like a Prey Upon. I already have Leaf Glider. Because what Prey Upon does, it's a 1 mana instant speed. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control, which means that they have a kind of combat thing that they do where they deal damage to each other. But you can use it to remove things, and I like that a lot. Root Grapple is expensive, but it does remove things, but it doesn't really remove anything like vital, so And then there's Woodland Changeling, which is it's just a 2/2 for 2. But like green does not need more 2-drops. Like maybe something big to play later. But like there's got to be something playable, right? Gleeful Sabotage. Again, there's just nothing really worth removing. No, it doesn't go with the... No, the issue is that Prey Upon doesn't exist within this specific set of blocks, so even though I want it, it doesn't exist. Does that answer your question? Presence of Gond? Is that what I'm going to be doing? Nah, we'll just go Wickerbow Elder. I should put in another 3-drop, though. It's the 3-drop that I'm lacking. Ugh. But none of these 3-drops are what I'm looking for. Yes, I'm a little cold. I just don't see anything. Because there's this, which is a 4/4 trampler for 4 when it's attacking, and that's it. But like, oh, it's so bad otherwise. It dies to everything. Oh. Presence of Gond would feel pretty good. Yeah, downstairs just isn't very insulated, unfortunately. But that's okay. Sure, I will hydrate. At some point, I'm gonna need to get up and get more water, unfortunately. And when I do, I'll just be right back. In fact, I'll do that now. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Hello. I have returned. Oh, sorry to make y'all wait. You know how it be. I need to get water before my roommate goes to sleep. So, put out your fires and put your pants on, become decent, because, I have returned, so no more rioting. I think I'm just gonna have to put in Hungry Am I actually gonna put in Hungry Spriggan? You know what? Let's put in Presence of Gond. Well, Very good. Okay, fine. Let's do Hungry Spriggan. It's not fantastic, but like it is an aggressive 3-drop. There we go. We've done it. We've gone through all the colors. Now we have to go through the uncommons through all the colors. Now let's see here. Whenever negative one counter is put on, I don't care about that. So Gloom Widow I don't hate. The fact that it's on rate, that I like. How many 3-drops do I need? Because surely with the things that I am doing, right? Right. The things that I am doing. I could just put in Gloom Widow over the thing and put in Presence of Gone, but I think my selection is just better of the uncommons anyways. We already have Roughshod. Howl of the Night Pack is huge. That can just win the game. And, I'm not sure. Oh, right, duh. I already was just in Eve. I'm not sure if Lurwyn is going to have a bunch of things for me, but I might as well check. We already know Heritage Druid is stupid because just look at this thing. It's still $2. And I don't want to make Elf Ball just dedicated. Now you're in the Elf deck. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I want things to be a little bit more incidental than that. Incremental Growth is hilarious. I love that card, but I don't think it's good enough. Okay, but like, there's a lot of elves. I said Night Pack, Howl of the Night Pack is an expensive card that can win the game. It can make an army out of nowhere. Well, how many? There's a lot of elves and a lot of changelings in green. Your likelihood of not having an elf in hand is pretty unlikely. But I also don't need more 2-drops. I don't know, this is tricky. I think the correct move is just to put in Howl of the Night Pack. Unless there's some other card in here that I'm not thinking of. But Howl of the Night Pack seems like the best kind of thing to ramp into, you know? So we're gonna just put that in. Howl of the Night Pack. From Shadowmoor. 1, 2. It's really expensive, but like, we also have tons of ways to generate mana. So... officially, I have to gasp at horror at the amount of elves because of my yeah, well, it is just the nature of Lorwyn and Shadowmoor, Cause, yeah. Let's go for white. Let's see what uncommons we should put in. I do like Sense Tactician, I just don't think we need it. Changeling Hero is also quite good, but again, I just don't think we need it. Let's see here. This is where things get really tricky. Yo, knife-haired leaf lover. Don't want any of these. Moving on. Like, I kind of want Sense Tactician, so that is a good fallback if I can't find anything else. Here. God, Spectral Possession. What a good card. Don't I still have the Spring Check, Shepherd? Yes, I fought to keep that. Interesting. Prison term. None of these I'm particularly excited about. Like, Sense Tactician is just pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. How much one-drop redundancy do we need in white? Who knows, but I'm pretty happy with it. So it's not like we have no soldiers, but it can target itself, so that's important to keep in mind, that I could keep paying 1 to keep targeting itself to keep scaling. And that I like. Sense Tactician is just a good card in this environment. Alright, next we have blue. I said blue. Oh, shoot. My brainies are very good. Let's see here. No. We already put that in. No. 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 While I don't hate this idea, it's just so slow. So slow. I would rather... and most things else. We're still missing 2 drops here, so I'm hoping we can find something good. Ego Erasure is a good way to just kind of whiff somebody's attacking, but I have at least 2 brain cells and they're competing for 3rd place. I already have that. I'm not doing Clash. Scattering Stroke is a pretty okay card, but like, is that the kind of thing that I want to encourage in this environment? Probably not. So, counter target spell unless it's controller phase 3. If I control a wizard, draw a card. Wait, where's Fairy Trickery? Wasn't Fairy Trickery in here? Or was that a common? I think Fairy Trickery was a common, actually. I don't hate the idea of just putting in Sage's Dowsing, because there's just a ton of wizards. But, again, I just don't think that it's what I need right now. The top 4 cards of the library, put 1 into my hand and the rest at the bottom of the library. I don't want to do a ton of Prowl, I really don't. And doing that for 3 is so costly. Whenever this becomes tapped, draw a card. Great, how am I going to tap it down? By attacking with a 2/2 for 4? Lol. I already have Bethnicor. We already have Curse Catcher. See, that's the problem here, is that there's just not enough things that I actually care about in here. Target thing becomes blue. Gasp. Target thing with the counter, back to my hand. None of these are good. None of these are usable. Me no likey. And I already have advice from the phase. There's gotta be something, right? Yeah, it's not a very good selection. You know what? If I'm gonna have to... I might as well put in my favorite Clash card. I don't want a bunch of Clash cards. But this one I have an exception for. Because if you win the Clash, you get basically a Mana Drain. And we don't have just a hard counter at, yeah. So, I think it'll do. I'm willing to include Clash just for that one-off thing. Let's look at black cards next. So, I need to pick one. What are we picking? Final Revels? And I'm definitely not doing that. That one's not good. We already have those. Definitely not. Noggin Whack is definitely pretty good. It's only better if you have rogues. But, like, is that what we're needing? And then, of course, there's Warren Weirding, but, like, we're not going to be trying to rely on that. We already have Beseech the Queen, much to the budget's dismay. No. As tempting as it is to just drain somebody for a lot, it is really tempting. I'm gonna keep Corrupt in the back of my mind unless we find something better. But I'm pretty sure we won't. We already have this. We're not doing this. We already have that. We already have this. Alright, fine. Let's do Corrupt. Corrupt from Shadowmoor. Right? Yep. 1, 2. Great. We now have the 2 from this. Next, we need red. Now the question is, what kind of red card are we going to put here? Many thinking. I don't want to put Fire Charger. Fire Charger is just not good. We already have this. Non-enchantment permanents. Destroy one of them at random. Yeah, Corrupt is not the worst. The fact that you can just dome somebody for a lot of damage is certainly not nothing. Yeah, I'm not seeing much else that I don't already have in here. Hopefully Lorwyn has something else. Because there's Boldwyr Intimidator, and that card I like a lot, but like, it's so expensive. It's just so expensive. Oh, it definitely does. These sets have such a nice aesthetic to them, and there's a reason that they're one of my favorites. And I'm so glad that we get a return back to this plane. I just hope that we actually get the cartoony, whimsy, fairy tale vibe that I've desperately been missing. Thundercloud Shaman, which when it comes into play, it deals 1. It effectively does 1. And there's Interflame Igniter, which it's a mana dump, but it's still just 3 mana 2/2, which doesn't feel good. There's just not a lot that I'm looking for here. Because if we had like piles of Changeling Goat Snappers, Goat Napper would be great, but we don't. I think Boldwyr Intimidator is just the next most playable card here. Yeah. We're gonna have to just go with Boldwyr Intimidator. Because it's tough because this card is really expensive, but it's iconic. It's really good. Maybe it would be better if I had something that, you know, was an elemental, but none of the elementals I'm wanting right now. I'm double checking, but there's just not anything I want. And that's unfortunate. I mean, I could just put in Wild Swing, but like, random does not feel good. And we did it. We did it. We are now at 360 cards. We made it. Oh. Now then. What's the card that I'm gonna choose for the face? Because now it's overview. I prefer old fairy tale style of Magic compared to new. It's not even close. There's a reason that I have the entirety of the Fate Cube. I have a specific aesthetic preference. We're gonna call this the Laura Winmore Cube. More Block Cube. Shadowwind? Ooh, I do like that. Shadowwind Block Set Cube. And then we'll just put my name in front, just that way I have the identifier. And we're gonna put the tag for Shadowwind, because I love that name. The Shadowwind Cube. Oh. We're gonna say it's a set cube. We're gonna say it's unpowered, obviously. It is not budget friendly, unfortunately. Now who are we gonna have as the face? Oh shoot. Shadowwind. There we go. We now have a new ID. We're gonna change the tag. Shadowwind. Dang it. Shadowwind as the main thing, and then we're gonna do Lorwyn. Shadowmoor. Then we're gonna go time locked. Then we're gonna put set cube, block cube, fairy tale, fairy tale. What are people actually going to be typing? Fae is something that they'll type, where they're gonna look for Fae Cube. Who are we gonna have it? What card are we gonna have as the front? What's the most iconic Lorwyn card? Man, that's a hard question to ask. Set review? Set number. There we go. Oh, that did not sound good. No, we're not gonna put a skeleton. Skeleton is not the aesthetic we are looking for. No, not for giggles. I'm not doing skeleton. Dawn Fluke. What a pretty card. Ah, Gale Powder Mage. What a good card. Maybe the land? Here, let's skip to the end. Let's look at the land. Oh, yeah. That's it. That's the one. Primal Beyond. That's the card. Like, unless there's something else that's, like, really standout-ish, but Primal Beyond is pretty perfect. Look, I'm looking, but I don't think that there's anything that's going to be better than that. Oh, Bitter Blossom, so beautiful. Such a beautiful card, but look at that price. Look at that. Oh, it hurts. It hurts so much. How much I would have loved to put a Bitter Blossom in here. But obviously, Bitter Blossom would not be very power appropriate. So, pay 2 mana, win the game eventually. That seems fair and balanced. Okay, we're gonna go for Eve. And we're gonna do the same thing, skip to the end. Previous. Wheel of Sun and Moon. Leaf. No. No. Still no. There's Reflecting Pool. Which, like, not as good as Primal Beyond. Primal Beyond is pretty perfect. Like, I'm seeing if there's anything maybe better, but I don't think there is going to be. I really don't. Because the problem is that a lot of these cards, while good, their art is very good, they're not all-encompassing like Primal Beyond is, you know? Like, Modern Reflection's pretty close, though. That one has pretty sweet art for it, but again, it lacks that kind of all-encompassing feel to it. Oh, Toil to Reunion's beautiful art. I love this art. That's pretty. Oh, I'm not minding. Thanks for lurking. Thanks for just dropping by. Oh, and look at Enchanted Evening. Oh, that might be it. Oh, man, that's so hard. Enchanting Evening is so good. I am a sucker for Rebecca Gay. Oh, and Glamour Spinners. Oh my goodness, they're so pretty. Oh, it's unfair. Ooh, vocal covers are very good. I'm gonna have to go with Enchanted Evening. Enchanted Evening is just really good. I don't think it's close. I really don't. It is genuinely perfect. Yeah, Mingle is very good. We appreciate Aaron. God, I love the art so much. The art of this era is just so good. It had no right to be this good. Thought Reflection is really pretty. That's such pretty art too. I'll do it again. Then there's Beseech the Queen, was fine. I genuinely don't think that there is anything else. It's captured my heart. It's so good. Enchanted Evening. Just so good. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright, now it's time for the overview. The part that I'm good at. Most of the time, probably. First things first, we need to break up the list so that way I can actually properly use my tags. We're gonna close these since I don't need them anymore. Oh, I love it so much. It's very me. An enchanted evening is the perfect way to describe this cube. Let's start with the TLDR. 1, 2, 3, and then we need to give it the proper tagging. There we go, TLDR. We're going to actually borrow the format from my fake cube. We're gonna take type it's a set cube, time locked set cube. Or it's very clear where this set cube is taking place. It is very clear that this is the Shadowmoor Lorwyn era. Then next we have the speed. It's a very slow environment though, but like medium? The issue is I don't know yet. I don't know. Hang on. Let's look at the curve. Because we have a lot of the 1-drops here, but none of them are like Savannah Lions good. And we have like a bunch of 2-drops, and most cards aren't relevant until turn 3. Like, even with Heartland, Cinder, Mud Brawler Cohort, Flinkin, Brawler, and Blade Whirl, I just don't see a dedicated aggressive decks being the thing unless they go for, like, Mono Green Stompy, where it has Nettle Sentinel, Elvish Warrior. I'm gonna say medium. I think it's a medium pace. Where there are a lot of aggressive creatures, but it's not like people are going to be comboing you out by like turn 3, turn 2. Like the fastest combo you can do is Devoted Druid into Cool Spike. So Devoted Druid, Cool Spike. Where's Cool Spike? So Devoted Druid turn 2, Cool Spike turn 3, and then Rite of... what was it? Rite of Consumption. And then you just start spamming Rite of Consumption over and over, and that's like the soonest combo that you can start trying to kill somebody. Because, okay, let's take it from the top. We have Devoted Druid, then we have Cool Spike, and then literally any of the persist creatures. So we have Murderous Redcap turn 4, right? So we go Devoted Druid, Cool Spike, Murderous Redcap. And then once you have all 3 of those, then you should effectively be able to deal damage every turn. So yeah. Yes. And I'll do it again. And I think that's like the fastest way somebody can combo you out. But like, people are also packing really cheap removal. Like, you would have to go uncontested in order for that to work. Then there's Makeshift Mannequins. There's a few different counter spells that you could do. neutral. Yeah, okay, if it seems pretty medium. Yeah, I like there to be interesting combo-ish piles, so that way the... So, the thing that I love the most about this environment was that there are so many, like, combo pieces that were introduced during this time that do so many interesting things, and I really love that. Speed medium. Power differential. Power differential. High? I think high, because there's a big difference between Twilight Shepherd, Revelark, Bethnacor, because, like, the difference between the best cards and the worst cards is quite drastic. So I would say high. Power differential is pretty high. Because the problem is that we have the weakest cards in the cube, which are these scarecrows, right? Those are the weakest cards. And then we have, on the opposite end, the really, really busted good cards, where it's like Murderous Redcap and Quill Spike and Swans of Bryn, you know. Yes, it's a difference of power between cards. There is a very, very big difference. There is a very large power differential. Medium fast. I'll just put medium fast for the moment. Well, no, it's a pretty mid-speed. It is not slow like the Fake Cube, where getting up into that area is going to be easy, but it's not so slow that there aren't just, like, Savannah Lion-esque cards, you know? The ideal amount of colors. Well, considering that we have 24 lands out of a 360 cube, which gives us a percentage of... This is what calculators are for, folks. 6%, which is less than retail. So 2. 1 to 2. Our fixing is not very good. And yes, I just scratched my tit on camera. What are you gonna do about it? Variance. Variance. Amount of colors. No. Retail-esque variance? That's not true. It's like retail plus, so... some variance due to pack seeding? No. Let's say low variance in a full pod. So next we need to do the intro. So for doing the intro part, I like to do the lore win plus shadow no more luck cube. There we go. Something nice, clean, to the point. I'm a fool. I'm a buffoon. Let's not be silly. The lower wind shadow more block cube. Great. So when was Lorwyn released? MTG 2007. Yeah, being silly is definitely my thing. Trying to think of the best way to do this as an opening. Because like with my Fake Cube, I went like really cheesy into it and then made like a little write-up for like their, ooh, it's a once upon a time thing, and then here's some visual spoilers to do the things, and you know, I'm not trying to make the Fake Cube, but a set cube. That is not my goal. This is not the Fake Cube. Because I want to mention that it came out in 2007. Okay. Imagine you're taken back to Magic Standard in 2007. There strange time for the no. Start of an era of character. No. How do I want to put this? Okay, when was Eventide released? 2008. Taken back to 2008. July 25th. Back to the 2008. Eventide just released. You've drafted every set to your dismay. You tried to draft the best cards. Despite your love for the flavor and whimsy and world of these sets, the limited experience left you craving more. Craving of, no, craving more. Imagine you're taken back to 2008. Eventide just released. You drafted every set to your dismay, and you tried to draft the best cards. Despite your love for the flavor, whimsy, and world of these sets, the limited experience left you craving more. All of these fun card designs and mechanics locked behind a pool of jank. You want to be whisked away to a world, to a fantasy where the where you can play the Shadow Win set. A set without the piles of strange, no, a set where every card feels intentional? No, every card sweat that highlighted all of the coolest cards how do I put it? set cube. Time locked on singleton set cube. That highlighted a set. That featured a window. No. Was a window to unique showing unique wonders of the era in a new lens that you couldn't see before. Cards meshing in ways that they weren't allowed to in their respective sets. A culmination of the beautiful cards of Shadowmoor and Lorwyn in Power Hungry, no, in a synergistic pile of love? No, pile of no, a culmination of the beautiful cards of Shadowmoor and Lorwyn presented as a complex and diverse, no. I am feeling okay, just a little tired, but otherwise I'm fine. Let's do the beautiful cards of Shadowmoor and Lorwyn combined in a way that highlights their strengths. This is that set. This is that cube. Perfect. Then we're gonna start with cube goals. Now this is where I can be a little bit more direct and to the point now that we got the kind of flavor out of the way. I can't ignore the flavor. The cube goals. This is a time-locked environment to the blocks of Lorwyn and Eventide. Lorwyn and Shadowmoor. Wait. The goal here is is to take some of the more interesting and well loved, well known, well reputable cards from this era and foster an environment where they can thrive. Take some of the more interesting and reputable cards. While this isn't a budget cube, there were cuts. There are cards that are intentionally excluded for power or price. To recreate the feeling of that era in a digestible way that I could share with a pod. I cut as many of the weird mechanics as I could in order to maximize the interesting gameplay between key cards of the time period. No clash. Reduced, kindred. No untapping symbols. No clash, reduced kindred, and no untapping symbols. And I want to highlight this. Okay, these... I feel like we're getting somewhere. We're definitely doing better. kept Conspire, we kept Retrace. The only exception so far is Scattering Stroke. There we go. Then let's move on to notable cards. There we go. Notable cards. Thank you. And we're gonna start with the thing that I mentioned earlier. Devoted Druid. Quill Spike. It's 2 L's. Quill Spike. And Red Cap? Right of consumption. Right of consumption. Right of consumption. Great. This is a major 3-card combo that you should be wary of. It makes Quill Spike very stupid huge. You sacrifice it for right of consumption. Okay. Then next we have, I'm trying to look for the other major interactions where we have things like Mole Drifter flicker effects. Maybe? No, we should definitely cover Glen and Nundra. Glen, or actually, just give me a second. I'm gonna pull this up. We're gonna pull, okay, all right. I'll check my pings. Who is adding me? 32 pings, oh my goodness. Oh. View card analytics, great. Give me that. We're gonna start with this, then we're gonna add, the other classic card. Vendilion Click, which, you know, That card's just terrifying. Vendilion Click. Then after Vendilion Click, we have... what was it? Sower? Sower, I guess? It's a group chat I'm in. Ponder? No. Familiar's Ruse? Oh, Familiar's Ruse is so scary with it. Familiar's Ruse. This is a terrifying set of cards that can lock you out of the game quite early. This is definitely where a lot of the power differential is sitting. Deny your answers quite early. This is definitely where a lot of the power differential is sitting. There we go. Next is what? Mole Drifter Flicker stuff, I think. Evoke Flicker stuff. Ooh, we definitely have to highlight the Heartmender stuff. Yeah, we have to mention Heartmender. We can't ignore that. Jesus, 200 pings? That's too many. That is far too many. Of course, there's Spectral Possession. Flicker Evoke stuff is just really good, but that's not quite what we're looking for. Right? Right. Okay, so... we need to talk about Heartmender plus literally any of the flickering cards. So let's start with Heartmender. Then we'll add after Heartmender, we need to add, where is it? Save, hold, delete. Where is it? Kitchen Finks. There we go. View card analytics and save, hold, delete. Oop, oop, oop. I closed that. I accidentally tabbed down my thing. Alright, we're gonna grab this. And then we're gonna grab this. Oh shoot, undo. Persist. Shenanigans are alive in this cube. Heartmender can create a very difficult obstacle for a lot of decks to deal with if they're not aware of it. And then lastly, we'll have put Mole Drifter, because Mole Drifter's just the classic card. Card analytics, copy. After Mole Drifter, we have boop, 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 boop. Let's try this again. The things that do the flicker things. Why? Because people should be aware that it exists. It do flicker things, and the flicker things are scary, so turn to mist. That's what I was looking for. And then we'll grab Flicker Wisp, I guess. And where is it? Flicker Wisp. Also, did my music just stop? It did. We've been streaming for 3 hours. Hilarious. Granted, I should be stopping soon anyways because it's late, but I'm also just happy that we're already almost over. It's almost done. We've done it. Where's my Flicker Wisp? There it is. Flicker Wisp. Oh, what a good card. And lastly, evoke creatures and flicker shenanigans are very much alive in this cube. players can flicker or flicker the evoked creature to ignore its sacrifice trigger and double the value of cards. Oh, yes, good, pretty. We've done it. All right. Oh, thank you everybody who's just been kind of just vibing and hanging out with me while I work on this cube. It's been a pleasure. I'm gonna get ready for bed. I'm just so happy that I finally made it. Record time too. Yeah, it only took what? No, I would say 7 hours. About 7 hours in order to make this cube. So, that's not too bad. And $200 is not super unreasonable considering what I was working with. So, thank you all so much. I'm gonna get ready for bed. Good night.